But this is a Pokemon, and so is this, and all of these. And this is me. I love Pokemon, but I've never trained one before. So for the next 100 days, I'm devoting myself to being the best Pokemon trainer out there. Day 1. The start of our journey, where every trainer starts, is you have to pick your starter Pokemon. And I had to pick Squirtle, of course, because he's my favorite Pokemon. So, the next thing a Pokemon trainer does is to battle, and that's obviously what I did. By battling this random Pidgey I found, I killed it with ease. Definitely didn't take damage. But I also had to progress in the Minecraft aspect, which meant looting villages that somehow had 2 blacksmiths in. Might have been 2 villages, I have no idea. And then I had to face another battle, because what else do you do as a Pokemon trainer? So I fought an Igglybuff, which I easily destroyed like always. And then I killed a Golem for some iron, crafted one of the first of many builds, a PC. This essentially allows me to store Pokemons in boxes, which you might have seen before. And next I fought a Jigglypuff, which I obviously killed with ease. I lost. Yep. I took an L on that one, I can't lie. But after avenging my Squirtle and going to bed, day 2 begins. Now day 2, I wanted to progress more with capturing Pokemon, so I looked for apricorn trees. Now these trees grow apricorns in various colors like you see here, and they are required in many different crafts, like these ones. So I basically spent the entire day going around and harvesting these apricorns, and they also do drop seeds, which I plan to use in a later build to make my own farm, which would make getting these a lot easier. Next I needed coal and copper, which were also important items in these crafts, as you may have seen. So I decided to do that and smelt all my food and ores together. So then I took all the resources and crafted a whole bunch of Pokeballs. I didn't know exactly which one to go for, so I just got a whole bunch. So I wanted to put these balls to good use, so I went outside and took a great ball to capture my first Pokemon, a Krabby. So there we go, our first Pokemon caught. It's gonna be a long journey from here. Right next to the Krabby, I decided to try to catch this Metapod, which I also caught with ease. And somehow it decided to evolve right away after I caught it. And so, our first evolution of this journey. Might not be the best Pokemon, but hey, it's something. And just like that, day 2 came to an end, and day 3 begins. For this day, I wanted to start looking for a place where I could build a new home, because this is what my home looks like. It's just a bed. So, without further ado, I started running. But before long, I realized that I should probably get some gear. So I stopped at a nearby cave and went for a little mining expedition. After getting enough iron for a shield and a couple pieces of armor, I decided that it was time to head off. But when I came out, it was already night, so day 4 begins. And for day 4, I just wanted to continue my journey, which actually extended into day 5 because it took a while. But eventually, I found this jungle over here, and I was able to capture a Beedrill, which definitely didn't take 20 attempts. Shortly after that, I found a lava pool by the jungle and went inside. I wanted to see if something cool is in the nether, but it's just the nether with a whole bunch of ghost Pokemons too in there. So I decided to capture a whole bunch, because why not? And thus, we have a full party. Might not be the best one, but hey, it's a start. I also realized that it was pretty annoying not having gold armor because piglins deal a lot of damage. But the main reason that I actually went to Nether is to collect quartz, because I needed it in a build that I was planning to make. So after getting enough resources, I headed back and healed my entire party. Then I called it a night, and next day. Now here I'm actually grouping days 6, 7, and 8 together because realistically I didn't do too many interesting things. It was mainly just grinding for resources like wood, apricorns, and that sort of stuff. So I decided to build a farm where I could plant seeds and also a little bit of sugarcane. And then I also decided to plant some seeds around the area where I could grow my own apricorn trees, and gathered some wood to fence off the area from Pokemon. This freaking Pokemon, bro. So after a couple of days, I slept and woke to day 9. So this day I started off by gathering some apricorns and then pretty much AFK, just waiting for the trees to grow. And just like that, that's what I did during day 9. So after a whole day of waiting, I went to bed, and day 10. After day 10 begins, I set out exploring to find somewhere that I've never been before. So running in a complete random direction, I try to find somewhere cool, and I end up finding a lava pool. So I decide, why not go to Nether again to see what's there. But as I'm building the Nether portal, I made a mistake, and that's not the only mistake I made. As you can see, the obsidian is in the wrong place and I have nothing to break it with. So I just gave up. But I came back later and just built another portal right next to it because I still had enough lava remaining. But I also had nothing to light the portal with, and I didn't really want to use the wood method, so I went to a nearby beach and gathered some flint and then went to the Nether. I didn't really find anything in the Nether, so I just mined some quartz and mined all the way back to my original portal because I definitely didn't get lost or hunted down. Yeah, I ended up spending so much time in the Nether that when I came out it was nighttime, and the next day was day 13. So when I woke up on day 13, I decided, let's build something for my home. So I got a whole bunch of birch wood and started building a gigantic cube around my portal because why not? So here's my progress of me building it with some cool quartz stairs, and as you can see, I fenced off the area with a farm, and I'm just gonna make this 2 layers for now because why not? As I was constructing this project, many days had gone by, and I decided that I also wanted to get some sheep from nearby to make a little sheep breeder because I needed the wool for later on. So here's me constructing that, and as you can see, I began working so tirelessly that the night had fallen. And when the night came, I needed to sleep. There were mobs around. And what do you do when there are mobs around? You build a giant pillar into the sky. Yeah, because we all know that's what everyone does. So moving on to day 18, I woke up and saw the baddest a Lopunny. I needed this because all my Pokemon were so low level compared to a level 39 that if I had gotten this, it would be insane. But after every Pokemon kept dying, I tried and tried until I was on my last one. I realized that I had to just go for it and throw a Pokeball, so that is exactly what I did. And I literally fought so hard that night began to fall, and when I threw the Pokeball, I waited and did not catch it. But I didn't give up. I tried it again, and well, what do you know? Somehow by a miracle it caught. And this was huge because, well, this was the biggest Pokemon that I had and the most powerful. So on the day of day 19, I decided to put that to use and bite a whole bunch of Pokemon. And as you can see, the Lopunny one-shot every single one. So after getting that cool combo, I decided to go to Nether on day 20, and well, that went pretty much as well as you expect. No worries though, I went back and collected my stuff. Thankfully this is not hardcore. After that, I decided to go search for a fortress because why not, right? So I began venturing out, and well, eventually I did find a fortress, but not before stopping for a nearby ruined portal. Although it didn't have too much loot, I took the axe and a couple of tools and looted the fortress. However, shortly after I realized I had no food, and well, I was stuck in a fortress, so I just reset my spawn and was back at my home. So after I decided to reset my spawn, I came back and, well, it was nighttime, so I went to bed. And when I woke up the next day, I decided that I needed food, so I waited. And I AFK'd for quite a long time just to farm one patch of land, because for some reason, the wheat took a really long time to grow. So, after getting a little bit of food, I decided that I would try to head back into the Nether to find where I left my stuff. But before I decided to go back, for some reason my squirrel decided to evolve, which was pretty sick. So now I have a war turtle as my buddy. I then decided to head into Nether in hopes of finding my place, but it really did not take long before realizing that I probably should have some tools, because I didn't want to die and come back again. So after crafting some cheap wooden tools and a boat for clutching, I went off into Nether and tried to find my stuff. Fortunately, it didn't actually take too long to get back to where I was, and I found the fortress pretty shortly. And just like I had hoped, all my stuff was still in the chest, and I got my stuff and decided to farm some blazes. After gathering enough blaze rods, I decided to go, but I stopped by a near warped forest because there were many endermen there. So I thought why not, and killed a lot of them, and I actually got really good ender pearl rates. But I had to leave, and I had no string. So I did the only thing I could and got a warped fungus on a stick. After that, I chugged a fire res and went to a nearby strider, then called it home.